Son everyone, DJ. Alright, so me and my friend were at Athens Drive High School and we're in the library. Now, we wanted to get on the school computers. In order to do that, you need to have your student access ID card with you. So I was looking for mine, but when I was looking in my backpack, instead of an access ID, I find this little picture of Akshadam. And it's one of those pictures where you put inside your wallet. Now, with this picture of Akshadam, I take it and I show it to my friend, and I say, "What do you think of this?" And he takes this picture, he analyzes it for a few seconds, and he says, "Well, it looks kind of utopian." And I say, "What makes you think it's so utopian?" And he says, "There's a lot of things going on, really, but to sum it all up, it's too perfect to be real." And I'm like, "Well, it's in India and it's in New Delhi." And then, but before, he thought it was something utopian, but I actually knew what it was, and I actually knew it was in India. Now, when I was in Balasaba, I always remembered Balasaba to be, honestly, quite boring, stupid, crappy. You get the words. But when I was in Balasaba, I always thought Kishore Mandal to be something better, something I could relate to, because of all the perks they had. Now, one perk that Kishore Mandal had was of sports, and this really stuck out to me when I was in Balamandal, and that was because they had 2 hours of sports. And in Balasaba, we had the time when Sabha ended and when Arti started, and honestly, I thought it was a little amount of time, and so on and so forth. Now, when I was in Sabha, this was my thought, when will Sabha end? And reason being was, it was just brasang after brasang after brasang, no activities, nothing. Well, in Kishore Sabha, we follow this guideline of SUS. That makes it much more fun for everyone else. Now also, I remember Gairikers to always be yelling at the Balaks. Now, I don't blame them, honestly, because honestly, the Balaks would never shut up, because it was such a distracting environment that either the guy next to you is being yelled at, or you're being yelled at. So, you get the point of what I'm saying here. Now, in Kishore Sabha, it's really, really nice that we keep silent. We're silent during someone's presentation. We don't talk during their presentation. And if we have something to say, we say it after the Sabha session has ended. Now, all these videos, all these balaks, they see Kishore Mandal as something awesome because of all the seva we do, all the perks we have. Now, honestly, is it true? Is Kishore Mandal truly utopian? Well, guess what? The answer is no. We're not utopian. We are not perfect. And the reason why is because, well, we have flaws. And flaws mean we're not perfect, we're not utopian, and flaws mean, also we don't have just one flaw, there's many flaws that we have. And these flaws I'm about to show you is something we all share in common. Now, one flaw is with sports, and that's arguments during sports. Now, all you Kishores here, we've all seen this before. And two guys, or maybe more, fight over some rule, and after the argument's done, everyone just decides to leave. No one wants to play anymore. It just kills everyone's fun. Also, in our presentations, when we're doing a presentation, we decided to use SUS, but we take the easy way out of things, honestly. Because when we're doing a presentation, we use SUS, but we take the easy way. And when you do that, everyone also takes the easy way. You're not the only one, and you see a trend going on. First is your unexpected, then your simple, pressing until your time limit reaches, and then you conclude and you're done. Now, honestly, when I saw the trend, and it gets kind of boring. Now, these are two flaws that I've seen, for myself, I've seen in Kishore Sabha. And these are flaws that can obviously be fixed. And even though we're not perfect, well, by our own hands, we can make it perfect. Now, it's not as hard as you think it is, really. Because we've showed the rest of the Monday, we've showed the rest of all these videos and balaks that we can do something better. We're awesome. We're because of all the seva we do. So it's not as hard as you think it is. Now, when we're playing sports, one solution we have is, well, you can get along. Well, even though there's an argument going on, because arguments aren't preventable. They happen sometimes. But if we find a solution to that, that's really great. Now, we all know our presentation skills aren't that top-notch. They're not the best in the world. Everyone starts at a minimum. Everyone starts low and then gets up higher. But if we listen and learn during this presentation skills seminar, we can actually build those presenting skills and make things much more fun for each other in the process. Now, as we've seen here, our actions and choices, they honestly decide if we can make things fun for one another. Also, they decide if we can make it the complete opposite. And that depends on how you react to situation. Now, as Kishores, we are Kishore Mandal. We're part of RDUKM. Everyone here is part of RDUKM. And will we make, as individuals, will we make the right decisions and the right choices to truly make Kishore Mandal utopian? Kishore Mandal Utopia.